discounts. So let's see what else he has to say.
I'm going to go back, use those $53 I made, buy more inventory, and look, this time, I'm going to stick to my list. I did more research, added more brands, and if I come across, buy them.
So something I like about that is that he said he's going to add brands to his list. That was another one of my suggestions. His list probably should be 4 or 5 times longer. And I feel like he's in a position, and he is smarter than most people that have been reselling for a while in some cases, not every case, but in some cases, where he could actually let go of this low-hanging, low-profit fruit, like where he's making $7.99 in profit or $2. He has, like I said, he has somewhere where he made like 79 cents profit. He has something that he sold for $5, and he made, I believe, $2 in profit. And I don't even know how that's possible if he, only sold it for $5, because everything he purchased cost at least $3.95 or much higher. Like most of his items, $3.95 is the lowest price that he purchased something for. So most of his items he's purchasing for more than that. But anyway, him adding to his list is very smart, because it also shows that he's continuing to learn and grow. Hopefully, if he's doing this 5 years from now, he continues to do that. Remove obsolete items from his list, but continue to add other items, better items to his list. Also, I believe that he, like I said, can let go of his low-hanging fruit, and he could go for more expensive, better brands, because he has other businesses going on. That would be the best usage of his time. I can tell he has that adrenaline rush, that B12 shot in the arm of eBay, where he's like, yes, I am making profit. I am making, and you see him, he does the naked math, and you can see, he tells you exactly what his profit is. His profits do not take into account any of his time, fuel, packing supplies, going back and forth to the postage. It doesn't take any of that into account. But if he did, he probably would find that on most items, he actually is making a loss. So I would really like to see him go after the better, posh, luxe brands. So let's see what he has to say in this next video.
For right now. But this is how much I made profit per item. Harley Davidson, $13.99. Minus, that's how much it costs, minus eBay fee, PayPal fee, minus potentially $4 shipping. I make $4.92 profit. Harley Davidson bun shirt, I sold it for $21.98. Cost me $6.50. eBay $2.20. PayPal 96 cents. Shipping $4.33. Boom, $7.99 profit. Patagonia, here we go. $76.99, it cost me $6.50, minus $7.70 for eBay, minus $2.61 for PayPal, minus $3.88 for shipping. Boom! Let me repeat it one more time.
Boom! So yeah, he got really excited about that one, and I don't blame him. Spike the football, do the dance at the goalpost. That jacket, the Patagonia, was a winner, everybody's dinner. The other items, as you can see, his profits definitely got better than making $2, $3, whatever, but still very low. So it shows that if he goes after the better brands, and even though he's paying a little more for them, which really isn't a lot if you're making $56+ in profit, and let's say that, of course, he doesn't have his time, his fuel, and all that. So let's say technically he made like $40 in profit. That's a winner. That is what I would like to see him go after. I would love to see a video from him in like 3 months, whatever it is. I would say 2 months because I'm going to be very busy like pretty soon because like I said, September starts our Q4. And I would really like to see like if he did that, if he took that advice, and if he did, he is going to make a lot of money reselling clothes above everyone else that's selling this less expensive, easy to obtain, even though it's decent quality, some of it, but it's just so popular that everyone has it clothing. And he's in a market where he lives, where he actually has access to that stuff if he would drive to other towns or neighborhoods. Yes, like I said, he might pay a little bit more, and even his gas might be a little bit more expensive because he's driving further. But if he could, get to those areas where people have money and are willing to donate and just give away money by giving their stuff away, then he could really do something amazing. And I know just from his other businesses and videos that he definitely has the capacity to do that. So let's see what he says in this clip.
Oh, the Dickies, $5. That's right. Somebody else made me another offer for it, and I sold it. So after putting in the shipping, all the fees, this is how much I made profit. Lee Davidson, I sold it for $29.99. Shipping, $4.33. Boom. $14.97 profit. Dickies, $10.99. Minus $4.50. That's how much the item cost. Minus shipping $4.06. I only made 70 cents profit. I guess Dickies don't sell that much.
Lesson
and
learned.
Levi's minus shipping. Boom. 505.
Still
made
very
$20
low.
profit in one day. Man, made $20 profit.
See, he's excited over $20 in profit. I would be like beside myself if he should have made, he had, like you said, you can see in previous clips, and even he had one or two items here that sold a little bit better, but still not where I would want to be. If he can get out of his area and go, especially because of the state he lives in, to where the money is, like where those folks have money that live in those areas, they have Goodwills and thrift shops and stuff like that, church auxiliary thrift and stuff like that as well, then he could actually do really well because he can buy better brands. And yes, like I said, I'm repeating again, he might have to spend a little bit more for it. Also, since he's out in those areas, if he does that, then there's tag sales, there's estate sales that he could go to. There's other, put an ad in the papers out in those areas so that people can call you before they donate their items. Yes, I'm giving everyone that secret tip right now. If you watch this video all the way through, you just learned how to get items almost for free. You have, pay something, but you don't have to pay very much. They're happy you're taking it away. But if he would do that, then wow. If he's excited over $20, how excited is he going to be over like $700, $800, $900 or more? He's going to be super excited. So some of the other things that I just wanted to go through that I suggest is buying in bulk. So he's buying in bulk, but he's buying from a thrift shop. He has to figure out, for example, he did go, which I skipped all over that. He did go to some tag sales where he purchased items from people. Number one is he looked at the items way too long. When you do that, someone at a tag sale who has a tag sale knows they can get more money out of you. Nothing wrong with that. That's just the way it is. And they should try to get as much as they can out of you. But if you are in the reselling business, you have to learn to be a little bit stealth. So what you do is you make a pile. You just go through, make a pile. You might be taking a chance on a couple of items, and you offer them the least amount you can offer without being overly mean about it or insulting about it. Like we actually conducted an estate sale this weekend. And this lady who I actually know from the resale world, because she would come to our auctions, she came in, she made a huge pile, and I remember thinking we're going to have to put most of that stuff back. But anyway, and she wanted to pay like nothing. Like she was using her little old lady card on us or on me, and of course it just wasn't going to work. So like I said, most of the items that she had ended up being put back. She purchased a few items at prices that I was comfortable with, and she went away. She was way too obvious. Plus I knew who she was. So that's something that I suggest for him is buying in bulk, you know, at tag sales, flea markets, not so much, estate sales, definitely. Putting that ad in the paper in the areas of the state that you live in where you know the most money lives, and seeing if you could just, you know, get some of that stuff at a bulk price before it hits the thrift shops. Also, he needs to list more. He's listing pretty regularly, but I would like to see him have over 200 listings. Always, like all the time. The other thing, like I said, his profit margins are too low. If he buys something for $1, he needs to try to make $5 or $6, $4, $3. Okay, I guess it's fine. But if you're making $2, it is not enough. What else is there that I had here? I'm looking at my little notes. Hopefully he does not have an eBay store. He's not ready for an eBay store yet, so I hope he doesn't have one because he does not, at this point, need to pay eBay any extra fees for having a store. I didn't check that, but like I said, hopefully he doesn't have that. I said earlier, I talked about increasing his brands list. That also means adding vintage high value brands. He has brands on his list, which you saw, he is increasing his list, but his list consists of things that are pretty popular right now. He also needs to look for the vintage things that sell for really good money. There are like Yves Saint Laurent, Chanel, Vanderbilt. There's a lot of them that actually sell for really high dollars. One, because they're rare, you'll never get them again. Two, because rich people like rare things. Also, the other reason is because the way the clothing was made, the style, the design, the patterns, whatever, are not things that you're going to be able to find anywhere today. So you can compete against people that are, you know, if everyone's out there selling, you know, some Levi jeans, there's a lot of Levi jeans, but can you find the vintage Levi jeans? You will make 4 or 5 times as much and probably spend very, very little on that piece of clothing. So I want to thank everyone for stopping in. Hopefully you found this video helpful. Give me a thumbs up, leave a comment. Do you agree? Do you not agree? What suggestions do you have? Are you willing to share a secret? I hope so. I'm going to give you a bonus tip. The other thing is I think he should expand his inventory to complement what he's selling. At one point, he was selling games and toys and this and that and bring, you know, just a miscellaneous bunch of stuff. But I do think that if you're selling clothes, you should also have belts, you know, accessories. He does have a couple pair of shoes, sneakers, but, you know, there's nothing wrong with adding some name brand, and I do mean name brand, eyeglasses or sunglasses. I can't keep those online. When I list them, they sell right away almost. Also, jewelry is not the worst thing. Like, men are always looking for cufflinks. They don't really sell them in the stores anymore. I'm sure that he can come into contact with some of that. So men's jewelry in general is hard to find out in the world raw. So, you know, all of that complements his clothing sales that he's trying to do. So thank you so much for tuning in. And I hope that you guys are doing some really good sourcing this season, as well as hopefully those sales start coming back in September. You know that right now is sort of like the hiatus point, but right now is not a hiatus if you're in business. It's the time that you should be really getting your inventory up to par and reorganizing your stuff. So thank you and have a good day.